just put it on Facebook, what I said. That's basic. Oh, but I have the Euro for that. Because I have like 2,700 and something videos, you know? So that's a lot of videos that I have. I don't know if you can go in there and just find it. But I know it's a TV show. It says TV show on the basics. So, the question is Ezekiel 20, 11, and 12. So, as always, we're going to start with Colossians 3 and 17. Colossians 3 and 17. And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all by Hashem Mashiach Yahushai, giving thanks to the Most High Power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, by Hashem Mashiach Yahushai. So all that we say and do, it's going to be in the name of the anointed Savior. That's how we're going to reach the Most High. We pray and ask the Most High to send His Holy Spirit to give us understanding for what it is that we need to know in bringing forth this truth, that our people can get this truth, and everyone that hears can understand the truth and prepare themselves for a righteous kingdom if they want to be righteous. If not, then you do what you do and you enjoy your consolation right now and get ready for the worms that never die and the fire that's never quenched, because there's not enough people talking about that. Therefore, most people don't fear the Most High. They just have their own little prideful attitude or however they feel, because they tell you knowledge puffers up, not enough humility before the Most High. And you're going to find out even the biggest, baddest cat's going to be humble before the Most High. And it's going to be sooner than later. That's why the Spirit is telling me, and I'm trying to, relate to you how important it is to be humble. That don't take away from your manhood, don't take away from mine. Because the time come, you got to be ready to do whatever you got to deal with for the situation that you're in. Because Exodus 15 reads, Most High is a man of war. Most High is his name. So, but as much as possible, it says, be at peace with all men. So, let's look at Ezekiel. The question was Ezekiel, the 20th chapter, 11th and 12th verse. So I'm going to start at verse 10. Ezekiel 20 and 10. Giving all praise and glory to the Most High. We thank Him for everything in the name of the anointed Savior. For this is His word. It says, wherefore I caused them to go forth out of the land of Egypt, because all 12 tribes was in the Egyptian captivity. The Egyptians, the Hamites, so-called Africans had us in captivity, all 12 tribes, and brought them into the wilderness. So that's the key thing here. The Most High brought us out of captivity under the Egyptians and brought us into the wilderness. And it says in verse 11, and I gave them my statutes and showed them my judgments, which if a man do, he shall even live in them. If you follow his statutes and his judgments, which is his laws, statutes, and commandments, so if you do, you shall live in them. Verse 12 is the question here. Moreover, also I gave them my Sabbaths, which is the seventh day of rest, that we supposed to honor the Most High. And not doing our own pleasure or saying our own words, but being in this word, giving Him one day a week. Moreover, also I gave them my Sabbath to be a sign between me and them. That's very important. So if you're not, think about it, if people are not honoring the Sabbath, which they have been taught not to honor the Sabbath, because they have changed it from the first day to the second day. They are changing from the first day to the second day. It's very important. So here we are now. So what kind of relationship do they really have with the Most High when they honor Him on the first day, when you're supposed to honor Him on the seventh day? This is what it says. It says to be a sign between me and them, that they might know that I am the Most High that sanctifieth them. So that's the question concerning sanctified. We being sanctified. So I'm gonna look at let's go back to where he gave it, where he gave us. So I said then we're gonna go into, since the New Testament so-called Christians, quote unquote, deal with we're not under the law and, you know, a certain way that they want to teach that you're sanctified. Let's look at Exodus, the 20th chapter. Now first, Deuteronomy 4th chapter. And look what he said. Deuteronomy 4 and 5. We're going to start there. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, just like he just said, even as the Most High your power, my power, commandeth me. He's Moses' power and our power, the 12 tribes of Israel, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. We're in the wilderness, just like he said. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations. So, you got to understand, I like to bring this forth because our people are taught that we're not under the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High, judgments of the Most High. So therefore, how do they have any wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nations? We are the ones, the Hebrew Israelites are the ones that have the wisdom and understanding in the sight of all the nations, because we bring forth the Most High's word, precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line upon line, here a little and there a little, answering all their questions. We're rooting up all the wickedness of the world and building up our brothers and sisters and those that want to come back to the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High and prepare themselves for a righteous kingdom. If you don't want to be in a righteous kingdom, you need to go into the lake of fire. That's why he said, keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes. See, these nations, you're supposed to be listening. You're supposed to hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. Now, you can't say that for the average person that go to church. You ask them, what does this mean? Well, show you something, any type of topic. This is a book of life. Show you the understanding the book of life, answer your questions from the Bible. They can't do it. I'm talking about people that go to church that have been under a pastor for years and years and years and still don't understand this. Verse 7, keep. For what nation is there so great, who hath the Most High, and while Mashiach Yahushua is so nigh, so near unto them, as the Most High, our power is in all things that we call upon him for. Listen, and what nation is there so great that have statutes and judgments so righteous? See? So righteous as all this law, which I set before you this day. See? But he told us, only take heed to thyself, take heed to yourself, and keep thy soul diligently. You got to stay diligent in this. Lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, all the plagues he put upon the Egyptians, all the things he did to make himself a name, unless they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life, but teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons. See? So, this is what the Most High did for us in cleaning us up. And that's what sanctified means, to clean you up from one condition to a better condition. That's why he told us, don't learn the way of the heathen. Don't learn the way of them nations that I'm going to take down just for you. Look at Nehemiah 9 and 13. Well, let me move up some from there. We'll start at verse 9. Nehemiah 9 and 9. And did see the affliction of our fathers in Egypt. So we just read about being in captivity. the 12 tribes, all 12 tribes were in Egyptian captivity. And heard of their cry by the Red Sea, and showeth signs and wonders upon Pharaoh, and on all his servants, and on all the people of his land. But thou knewest that they dealt proudly against them. So didst thou get thee a name. See, like I just told you, it was all about getting them a name. Just like when all these things go down in this world to bring about righteousness on this earth, the Most High gonna give him a name. That's why he gonna make sure that they have all the galactical equipment or ordnance that they need to fight Mashiach Yahushua and the angels. So when you see that there's nothing gonna be but dust and smell of smoke from all the Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force that is written, when they prepare to fight Mashiach Yahushua to sustain their kingdom, what you think? No more police, no more Army, no more Navy, no more Marines, no more Air Force for none of these nations. What you think? Who gonna fight then? Oh yeah, he gonna make sure he have a name. This name gonna be above all names. And in the end, after you let Mashiach Yahushua reign for 1,000 years, then the Most High gonna be all in all. But he gonna be known, just like he says right here. You hear that? So didst thou get thee a name, as it is this day. That's our power. Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And thou didst divide the sea before them, so that they went through the midst of the sea on the dry ground. That's what we did. We went through he raised up the waters on the sea. You know, you see it, they put it in their movies, they just had the wrong people playing the parts, but you know, if you need something visual, just go look at their movies. You know, they got a movie out called Exodus, where they divide the sea this lately. Last year, I believe, when the Most High divided the sea, and most certainly the chariots of Pharaoh is in a museum in the Cairo, Egypt. They found the chariots in the Red Sea. And thou didst divide the sea before them, so that they went through the midst of the sea on the dry ground, dry land. And their persecutors thou threw into the deeps, closed the walls of the sea on them, as a stone into the mighty waters. Moreover, thou leddest them in the day by a cloudy pillar, and in the night by a pillar of fire. That's the chariot of the Most High. What they call UFOs, we call them IFOs, identified flying objects. To give them light in the way wherein they should go, to lead us in the way. Thou camest down also upon Mount Sinai, and spakest with them from heaven, and gavest them right judgments. See, he gave us right judgments, and true laws, good statutes, and commandments, and made it known unto them thy holy Sabbaths. It's very important. He made known to us the Most High. Don't say ours, it say the Most High's holy Sabbath. You commanded them precepts, statutes, and laws by the hand of Moses thy servant. See? This is what the Most High did for us through a Mashiach Yahushua, who was an angel or a spirit. Oh yeah. Look at oh yeah, we're gonna get into this because it's really a lot of misunderstanding that I see that they would have in the church if you are a Gentile. See, that's the problem. You're thinking like a Gentile and not as the children of Israel. Like you just said, Leviticus 18. Well, let's go back to Ezekiel so you see how this all goes together, as Ezekiel speaking of what the Most High had, through Mashiach Yahushua, had given us in the wilderness. And not only then, but it says until this day. That means until this day. When you read like until this day, what day you think it's talking about? The day that we in now. to this day. That's why the Most High have it written like that, so you can be able to grasp it. You can grasp it spiritually in what he's saying, to understand what he's saying and understand the point. Ezekiel 20:11, I gave them my statutes and showed them my judgments, which if a man do, he shall even live in them. Remember, what did they have? They had the law. Moreover, also I gave them my Sabbaths to be a sign between me and them, that they might know that I am the Most High that sanctified them. Now let's look at Leviticus 18 and 5. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, which if a man do, he shall live in them. I am the Most High. See? That's what Ezekiel is repeating the law. That's where he got it from. Okay, let's look at Exodus, the 20th chapter, 8th verse. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Remember he said he gave us his Sabbath, as I pointed out, made that clear to you. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Most High thy power. That's why I said they have changed the Sabbath day to the first day instead of the 7th day. Look at the calendar. I mean, any calendar you look at, you're going to see the first day, 2nd day, 3rd day, 4th day, 5th day, 6th day, and 7th day is not the first day where everybody mainly worship. You know, Constantine set that up amongst the pagans because that's when they worship the sun and the moon and the stars and everything, all kind of madness. And those that didn't even believe in the Most High still dealt with whatever they did coming together on that first day. So he combined the pagans along with the Israelites. What we're supposed to be doing until this day, all the way back in the Council of Nicaea in 321 AD. Wickedness. Children of the devil. Because they are Israelites, still was children of the devil. A lot of them think they slick, doing things and think people don't see them. See, we have the information now, and the Most High he reveals certain things to his prophets, his secrets to his prophets. But it's amazing how people think, you don't see me. Like he did what he did, you don't see me, but now we see clearly. We not looking through darkness no more, we see clear. It's clear, sparkling clean. The glass is sparkling clean, like it's not even there. You walking, you might run into it, it's so clear. He said, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Most High, see? Thy power. I'm going to read you again. But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Most High, thy power. Not your day, this is his day. In it thou shalt not do any work. You gotta understand, this chapter gives us the 10 Commandments. The Most High spent a lot of time before we get to the Sabbath on how we worship him. How we worship him. How are we supposed to worship him? Now it gets into the Sabbath, and there's nothing that's more than the Sabbath besides worshiping him. And it's still flowing with him because he said, first and foremost, verse 8, Exodus 28, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy, keep it pure and righteous and true. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Most High. Thy power, your power, Israel, in it thou shalt not do any work, thou nor thy son nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy strangers that are within thy gates. For in 6 days the Most High Mashiach Yahushua made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is. He's going back to the beginning of creation, as he created everything 1,000 days per, 1,000 years, per day.